Hello, it is Friday. You know what that means. Time for some more Downtown Dish. If you haven't realized it, this week is episode 8. That means today is the 2-month celebration of the Downtown Dish. Put your glasses up. Thank you so much, everybody, for being along for the ride. We have got a great episode lined up for you on this day before the holiday. We are going to be checking in this week with Holliday and Donna Mandelbaum. Ann's with Downtown Council and Art in the Loop. Donna is with the Streetcar, both founding members of the Downtown Dish team. They're going to check in because it's Art in the Loop time, so lots of news to share there. We're also going to catch up with Jason Fulvi, President and CEO of Visit KC. Wanted to update you real quick. Do you remember last week my husband Riz Canady painted an original painting of Charlie Parker, auctioned it off on Twitter, all proceeds going to the American Jazz Museum. Thank you so much to everyone who bid and who helped spread the word. He ended up raising $325 for the museum. Big thanks to the winning bidder, Jason Arnett. And Rob's got some more plans up his sleeve, so stay tuned to future episodes of The Dish. Of course, want to shout out to our sponsors, our partners, Downtown Council, KC Streetcar, Kansas City Downtown Neighborhood Association, and Lynchpin Ideas. Also want to shout out to this week's featured musician. Is this music not incredible? She is Riz Canady, a Kansas City violinist and musician, and you are listening to her rendition of I Just Want to Live, which was originally written and performed by Kedron Bryant. We are going to put Riz's social handles up here on the screen so that you can connect with her. She's a multi-time performer on the Streetcar as part of their live concert series and their ongoing involvement in the arts. You'll see her lots of other places around town, so definitely connect with her, explore more of her music. Riz, thank you so much for being a part of this week's show. All right, checking in with a safety update. You have probably been following the news. So currently masks are required throughout Kansas City, Missouri. That includes the Streetcar, and wanted to give you some information there that masks are required when you're on the Streetcar. If you do not have a mask and you want to ride the Streetcar, you can get one from the Streetcar team, from the Downtown Community Improvement District safety officers, so look for those. They have actually, to date, since April, distributed nearly 1,000 masks, handmade masks, by the way, thanks to the Streetcar, the CID, and their partnership with We Can KC. You are also going to now find, they've been on there for a while, hand sanitizer dispensers on every Streetcar. Distancing of 6 feet between passengers is encouraged, and do your part there. Also bring your mask with you. As we mentioned, as you've heard, they're required right now throughout Kansas City. As we mentioned on last week's episode, one of the simplest and most effective things you can do to help us all get through this pandemic and get back on our feet. And again, we want to refer you to comebackkc.com for more pandemic updates, tips, resources, COVID-19 testing locations, everything you need to know about what's happening in Kansas City to get us going again safely. Well, I am really excited about these two guests with us this week on the Downtown Dish because they do so much for our city. Fun fact, they are founding members of the Downtown Dish. So these are two ladies that helped make this all happen. So thrilled to have Holliday, Director of Art in the Loop and Vice President of the Downtown Council, along with Donna Mandelbaum, aka Streetcar Donna, who is Communications Director for the KC Streetcar Authority, here to dish with us about Art in the Loop. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
So people, I think, been out and about downtown may have seen the actual artwork going up, may have seen it now that it's been installed. But Anne, tell us a little bit about this important annual program.
Thanks, Katie. So Art in the Loop, the Art in the Loop project is a curated outdoor exhibition of temporary artworks that takes place each summer in downtown Kansas City. This year, the project includes 10 art projects. 7 are artworks installed on streetcar shelters. We have 1 sculpture. We have 1 art project that is a series of digital animations playing on the K-City Post kiosk.
Oh, cool.
And then we have a streetcar wrapped in art. There was also a collaboration with a local poet who commissioned a new artwork from. So we're really excited about this year's work. You know, our goal with Art in the Loop is to infuse the center of downtown with innovative and engaging temporary art. I mean, creative Kansas City, that's what we're about, right? We want that artwork that kind of refreshing, intriguing, entertaining, connecting our downtown workers, residents, and visitors. But equally important, we want to commission local, emerging, and established artists. So that's what we're doing. We are raising funds so that we can pay local artists to put their artwork out in the public eye, grow their audience, and change their practice of art.
Oh, I love that. And all those words that you were hitting, connect and inspire and refresh. I mean, my gosh, do we not all need that more than ever right now? I think this is just the perfect timing for this new Art in the Loop series to be available to all of us.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me since this year we didn't have a theme to the artwork, and but when you go out and look at the art, the artists, you know, they're in touch with what's going on with emotions, with social movements, and I think you'll find that a lot of what's out there now relates to things that are going on in the world right now, and they're all very positive. They're about unity, they're about growth, they're about hope and gratitude. And about how we connect with each other. So I'm not going to tell you too much more. You have to go out and explore and find out on your own.
Well, I love that. And we are going to give people some tips on how to do that. But first, I want to bring in beloved streetcar Donna, again, along with Anne, who does so much for Kansas City, but helped make Downtown Dish happen. So in that side question, ladies, I mean, how does it feel to be on the Downtown Dish? This is like your creation, and now you're here.
I'm so excited to be dishing with you. It's now episode 8.
It is episode 8, our 2-month mark.
8 is great.
8 is great.
And finally get to be on the show. So excited.
So excited. And I'm glad you guys are here too, because we have talked about art on previous episodes. We'll continue to talk about art, but that is so important. And Donna, I would love for you to share a little bit with us, because the streetcar, there's a number of hardworking, dedicated sponsors and partners that make Art in the Loop happen. But what I love is that the streetcar line is just at the heart of that. From displaying art at the shelters themselves to, as you all were saying, actually wrapping a car. So, Donna, what does it mean for all of you at the Streetcar Authority to participate in Art in the Loop every year?
Well, I can say that me personally, I look forward to Art in the Loop every summer. It's one of my most favorite parts of my job.
Yep.
It's more than just a summer, because we do start the process in January, and it goes all the way through to October. So we don't really have much of a break.
Right.
But we love being a part of this. We've been part of Art in the Loop for 5 years. So ever since the streetcar opened, art has been a part of our lives, and we couldn't imagine it any other way. I remember our first year, I think it was, where we had a local artist build a zoetrope along our streetcar line.
Cool.
That's how we kicked off our partnership, and it was pretty amazing. Every year, the art gets bigger and better, and I agree with what Anne was saying, that life gave us the theme this year. And the art, I mean, it's really, as Robert Castillo said, serendipitous on how the art he created before 2020 really kicked in is really telling the story of what 2020 is all about, where we're talking about really hard topics, whether it's our health or our social injustice in the world. So art really plays an important role, just like public transit does.
Yes.
And I think it's a great connection.
I see it.
That connection, as the streetcar connects people throughout downtown to the different districts, the art is connecting people as well. So we're very excited to be a part of this program.
I love it. And ladies, let's just get this on everybody's calendars. The actual official Art in the Loop kickoff will be virtual this year because of things. But that is next Wednesday, correct? At 5:30?
That's right, July 8th at 5:30, and we'll be running it as a YouTube live event that you can find on YouTube at the Downtown KC channel.
Perfect. And that'll be even more immersive. People will get to meet the artist, hear more from both of you, hear also from Bo Hubbard, who's the artistic director for Art in the Loop. So that'll be a wonderful event for people to take an even deeper dive into what's happening and hear, importantly, from the artists themselves, which I'm really excited about. Well, and let's mention too, we want people to celebrate that kickoff with us, but Art in the Loop is up and running. So, Anne, what are the recommendations for how people can best enjoy all of the artwork this summer?
So we have created a map that shows you where the artwork is at each streetcar stop. So you can print that map off the website or just hold it up on your phone and go downtown. You can ride the streetcar, you can walk from stop to stop, and at each stop there's a title sign with information about the piece. And then when you connect to our website, we have a ton of information about each artist, their artwork as well. That's at artintheloop.com.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll definitely point people there here during this episode. But I love that too, because we've talked about it before, ladies, but I feel like public art is even more important this year. As you were saying, it's reflecting what the artists are seeing and feeling, which is what a lot of us are seeing and feeling. But I also love the accessibility of public art and that people can get out and enjoy it, maybe even if they're not ready to, say, be in an enclosed setting, a restaurant perhaps, but still, what a wonderful opportunity to stroll through downtown, hop on the streetcar, maybe get some delicious carry out, have a little picnic. I mean, we could make a whole day of it. I'm in. I'm ready.
Well, I think it's a great way to celebrate First Friday.
Yes.
Okay, so it could be a date night.
Which is today. Weird.
Yeah, it's First Friday.
It is First Friday.
Come down, hop on the streetcar, check out all the amazing Art in the Loop, get some downtown dish recommendations for where you want to pick up some food. I think it sounds awesome to me.
Awesome. Speaking of, ladies, so let me just, one more plug. Art in the Loop, KC.com, and is that the website?
Artintheloop.com.
Artintheloop.com, excuse me. That's the best place to stay up to date. The map is there, information on the kickoff. So definitely everyone use that as your resource, and we'll keep sharing information online. And there is social media for Art in the Loop as well, correct? So we'll put those handles up here on the screen in case people are not already connected. But definitely do that. But before I let you ladies go, on this First Friday, I can't even believe it's First Friday. Where are your favorites? Speaking of carry out, curbside, dining, drinking, and where do you have a couple recommendations for us? And then we'll kick it over to Donna for her favorite spots.
Yeah, I always like trying out new places. And I have to say, it was after a Downtown Dish episode. I happened to be down helping the guys install some of the Art in the Loop signs. I happened to be helping the guys install some of the Art in the Loop artwork.
Okay.
And we took a break and went to Pirate's Bone for lunch. And that,
What'd you think?
I tell you, what a great burger. And it was a veggie burger.
Mm-hmm.
And I hardly knew. So I would plug Pirate's Bone for sure.
Okay. Donna, what about you?
Agreed. Well, I have a big list.
Oh, yes. Awesome.
The Downtown Dish has opened up a lot of opportunities for me, and I never knew there was a wine slushie before. So I'm very excited about wine slushies from Casey Wineworks.
Yep.
Also a new fan of the pairing that you featured last week.
Mm-hmm.
Love them.
Me too.
I think one of the best burgers I've had. Now, I have not been to Ravenous yet, and every week you talk about it.
Yep.
But I love the burgers at Local Pigwich in City Market.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best burgers I've ever had.
Yep.
So good. So I really like going there. I love going to the Bite for lunch. And I also love going to Ruby Jean's over on Charus. They have an amazing salmon salad, and I always get a pink sing. Has ginger in it and gives you an extra step in your life.
I need a little pep in my step. Okay, pink
Really
zing at Ruby Jean's.
Yeah,
Okay.
pink zing. It's where it's at.
Match my hair. I love
Yeah.
it.
We're fans, big fans. But I really like all sorts of food. Like the nachos at Blue Line are amazing.
Blue Line has great food. Yep.
But you and I both have a favorite in Harry's Country Club.
Yes.
Love it. You did try the fried bologna sandwich.
I did.
And
it rocked my world. Yeah.
I know.
It rocked my world. That and a bomb pop martini. I mean, it sounds weird, but just summer in one meal right there. That's all you need.
Right there. Summer and bologna.
Oh, gosh. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being with us. Very excited. Hope to maybe have you on again later in the summer just as a check-in, see how Art in the Loop's going. But we'll definitely send people to the website. Please plan the summer by yourself with a couple friends, with your small family group, an outing to explore all of this wonderful art that is here for all of us, which is so important. And thank you for all that you both do, not only for the Downtown Dish and Art in the Loop, but for Kansas City. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you, Katie. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Well, it is the day before a holiday, so hopefully you're getting a little break from work today and this weekend. Now, 4th of July, gonna be a little different this year. We're just rolling with it by now, but we did want to bring you information on a couple of events that are taking place, including tonight at 9:30. You can watch the district fireworks show from your home or from your car. Now, we'll put a map here on the screen, but the viewing area is going to be bordered by Summit to the west, Admiral to the north, Prospect to the east, and 27th Street to the south. Again, encouraged to either watch from your home in that area or get in that area and watch from your car. Very safe, socially distant fireworks happening. Tomorrow night, on the actual 4th of July holiday at 7 o'clock, Nashville recording artist Cassie Joy is going to be performing live from Union Station. It's going to be a virtual live broadcast brought to you by Union Station, Crown Center, the Westin Kansas City at Crown Center, and the National World War I Museum and Memorial. So Casey's going to play classic country hits. She'll have a few surprises. You can get all the information at Union Station's Facebook page. Great reason to gather the family, watch a live concert, celebrate the 4th. If you'd like updates on other events, there are a couple other fireworks shows and some things going on. Our friends at Visit KC are your source. Use this link right here on the screen and it'll give you all you need to know. Whatever you end up doing, please, please, please have a safe and happy 4th of July. Friends, I am really excited and honored to welcome Jason Fulvi, CEO and President of Visit KC, to the Downtown Dish. Jason, welcome.
Thank you, Katie. And you notice that I actually matched my shirt with your hair today.
I mean, I think we should just tell people that we planned it. We didn't plan it, but we did plan it. So let's talk rough times for not just for downtown, but Visit KC. So Jason, tell us. I mean, it feels a little weird to say, but how things are going.
Yeah. So, and I've been in this business for 32 years now. And Katie, I got to tell you, there's nothing that I can lean back on in my to say this is the playbook and how you handle it.
Right. We're uncharted territory.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let me give you some idea of what the hospitality industry is facing right now. Last week, our downtown hotels ran about 17% occupancy.
Oh gosh.
Typically, that same time, same week last year, they ran 71%. So that translates to revenue from hotels being down about 84% year over year. You know, and for those folks that are watching and listening that aren't familiar with how Visit KC gets their revenue,
yes,
we get a large portion of our money comes from the hotel tax, right? So as we continue to bring in more business and more leisure travelers, more conventions, then we get a bigger piece of the hotel tax, right? Well, right now, if you have hotels running 17% occupancy, there's not a whole lot of hotel tax.
Right.
So our revenue stream has almost been completely cut off. And we've had to go through some very difficult decisions on cost containment and expense reductions. As we look at our conventions, because the convention business this year, we were coming out of the first quarter a high note. I mean, riding the wave of the Super Bowl, we had such a great convention year lined up this year. It was going to be one of the best years on record.
Wow.
And then, you know, March 15th hit. So since then, we've lost 107 conventions for this year that estimate almost $178 million in estimated economic impact for the community.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's devastating.
It's devastating.
Right? You know, the hotels and restaurants generate somewhere around $57 million a year in tax revenue for the city. So it's, you know, it's not just Visit KC, it's not just the hotels and the restaurants, but the city is hurting from that loss of revenue as well.
Absolutely.
So they're big numbers, right? But we also know that we're not alone. We're called CVBs or DMOs, Destination Management Organizations. And those organizations across the country, we're all feeling it. So I have a call every other week with some of my counterparts, and we talk about what's happening in their destinations, and we're all feeling the pain. So we have to be very careful on how we move forward, but we do need to move forward. And that's kind of what Visit KC has been doing right now. So since we don't have a whole lot of conventions coming in, well, what are we doing to prepare for that time?
Right.
So right now we're kind of in a holding pattern. We're trying to remain relevant to those customers, softly letting them know that we're still here.
Yes.
Ready when you are.
Yep.
Right? And if we were out there marketing ourselves, you know, to come and see us, that would be a little tone deaf at the moment.
Right.
So we're being very soft with that approach. And we have those triggers in place where we can move to the next phase. And hopefully we can get to that point where we are letting people know that we're open for business and welcoming them back.
I saw an interesting story just the other week about how this summer is poised to see maybe a resurgence in road travel, road trips. And I do feel like one of Kansas City's many advantages is our central location. And I'm also thinking of people, you know, I always encourage, I've written about it before, but I love a staycation. And that doesn't necessarily mean booking lodging in your city, but I think especially with as spread out as Kansas City is, you know, people may not just realize just the explosion of things to do and see. Obviously, on this episode, we're talking Art in the Loop. So an exciting new array of public art is up and ready for people to see at their leisure. But I'm curious, Jason, with those kind of markets in mind, or even, turning attention locally, are you guys seeing anything there, any traction at all, or just any movement?
Yeah, a little bit, and that actually is part of our multi-phase marketing plan, right? It's going to start off with the locals,
Yep.
the staycations, and then transition into that drive market, and then move on from there. But all the statistics show that the drive market is what's going to come back first, that leisure market. And you're right. I mean, the folks that are in our region, it may have been, a hot minute since they've spent a night in a hotel in Kansas City and gone to their favorite restaurant and went to a show. And right now, I think everybody's itching just to get out of their basement, right?
Or dining room, yes.
And do something. That when the time's right, when people feel comfortable, I think that's where it begins. It begins with us helping ourselves.
Yes.
And getting out and going to those shows and going to those galleries, buying local stuff, right? And, we wouldn't hate you if you spent a night in a hotel.
Well, so funny story that you should say that. I did go out and had just a wonderful, very, very thorough, safe meal at Tannen Saturday night, and dined with a couple friends who actually do live downtown, and they were headed over after dinner for a night at Lowe's, and I was very jealous, so I said I will not be far behind you. I'm actually working to convince two friends right now, separate friends, to relocate from New York to Kansas City. They're looking to get out because of everything going on. But
and then that transitions to our local corporations too,
exactly. Right? Yeah.
So they all have they have meetings that they plan, and a lot of times those meetings might go to other destinations.
Right.
Well, perhaps in the near term, maybe they bring those meetings.
Yes.
Back. I came here almost 2 years ago, and I saw that this destination was really on a precipice of something amazing.
Yes.
And going into this year, that's what made it so heartbreaking, because I really thought that we had turned the corner, and we were getting a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz from customers who had never looked at Kansas City before.
Right.
Conventions that never considered us before. And now it's, everything's on pause. So yeah, it's very heartbreaking. Like I said, I've done this for a long time, and my entire career is in hospitality and tourism. And it's tough to see those people that work day in and day out, the servers, the housemen, all of those people that put food on their table as a result of this industry and take care of their family. They're the ones that really took it in the chin.
Anything that we can do as Downtown Dish audience, as residents, as visitors ourselves, to support Visit KC, but then also maybe the wider community?
Yeah, well, there's a couple things that we already talked about with regards to staycations, and once again, I want to emphasize when people feel comfortable, right? Because everybody's comfort level is different. To get out and go have a meal, or stay in a hotel, or go to an attraction. And then, we're part of the Chef Collective.
Wonderful. We've talked about that on the show before. Excellent.
Yeah, so I think that, supporting things like that and trying to help those hospitality workers that are either displaced or just aren't making as much as they used to. Supporting them and doing everything we can to help them move along. We've put together a couple of initiatives in conjunction with the mayor's office, the city manager, the health director, and our partners We're not ready to launch it yet, but we're initially calling it the KC Clean Commitment.
Okay.
And that commitment really is about getting our destination ready, right? There's a couple phases to that commitment. One is at a very high level that involves an organization called the Global Biorisk Advisory Council.
Okay.
And they do an accreditation program for venues, for facilities, so convention centers, stadiums, arenas, things like that, hotels, whatever. And we have a couple of partners that have signed up for that. That's going to be very helpful. We're looking to try to get our convention center through that process as well. So it's really just trying to address the consumer confidence
Yes.
piece. And then I also want to carry that down to every business in our community, that we could get them to agree to a pledge to do certain CDC guidelines, health department guidelines, just to show everybody that we're taking it seriously.
Yes.
And that we're ready for them to come back when they feel comfortable. So once that gets launched, then we're going to want to have as many businesses sign up for that pledge as we possibly can. So maybe what I do is I keep you updated.
That would be wonderful.
And then when we have that ready to go, we can get it out there.
That'd be perfect. You always have a seat here at our table. And Jason, before we go, I want to bring us to happier times and put you in the hot seat with our favorite closing question that we ask everybody. Just to give us a couple of your favorite downtown hangouts, bars, restaurants, places that you have either managed to revisit or are looking forward to getting back to.
Yeah, so I'm old, so the whole bar scene is behind me, Katie. But no, some of my favorite spots for dinner that my wife and I have really enjoyed is Corvino Supper Club. Farina, being an Italian, I gravitated to that one. And Manny's.
Yes.
I love Manny's. David's margaritas are almost as good as mine.
Oh, okay. We need to do a special episode here, because I was saying when we had David on 2 weeks ago that Manny's skinny margaritas are my favorite. I am prepared to accept your challenge, sir. So we'll have a taste test here coming up.
That sounds good. I'll bring my famous machine over to your place, and we can make.
We're gonna make this happen. Well, Jason, thank you, and yes, please keep us updated. Know that you have Downtown Dish in your corner. Visit KC, supporting downtown Kansas City, supporting Kansas City as a whole. So come back anytime and let us know what we can do for you.
Awesome, Katie. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you. Do you remember a few weeks ago when we checked in with George Westello of Union Station, and he dropped a little teaser on us that something was coming? Well, it's here today. Union Station's newest exhibit is opening. It is called Dinosaur Roadtrip. So you may recognize the massive T-Rex outside Union Station. Please note that now Mr. T-Rex is wearing a mask, because we're all about safety. So this is a really cool exhibit that you can walk through, you and your family. You are going to take a walk or a drive down historic Route 66. You're going to see all kinds of cool things, including the world's largest cowboy boots, the world's largest donut, the world's largest teapot. Oh, and did we mention there's going to be a couple dozen or so dinosaurs? Animatronic dinosaurs. These are all North American species, so T-Rex, Triceratops, lots more are going to be there to make this probably the craziest road trip you've ever experienced. Grab your tickets at Union Station's website, unionstation.org. And also wanted to let you know, if you're looking for something else to do, maybe a little more of the grown-up variety, leave the kids at home for a night, Pierpont's has announced the return of their first Friday's wine tastings. So these will be on the first Friday of the month, and a ticket is going to get you multiple wine tastings. Plus, right now, the tickets also include a dining credit to Pierpont's. So you can go for happy hour, have some wine, decide what your favorite wine is, and then sit down for a wonderful meal. Unfortunately, tickets for tonight, July 1st, Friday, are sold out, but we're going to put the link here on the screen. If you will connect with Pierponts on Facebook, stay up to date. You'll be ahead of the scoop when they announce August plans, and I'll see you there. I feel a little weird because I don't have a beverage, but we are done with another episode of the Downtown Dish. I am actually going to head out and grab some local cocktails to go to enjoy here back at my house on our back deck for the 4th of July holiday. So connect with me at Katy Writes on Twitter and on Instagram, and I'll be sure to let you know what I end up drinking. Please tell me what you're doing this holiday weekend. Connect with me directly. Use our hashtag DowntownDishKC. Want to send another huge thank you to Riz Canady, our featured musician. Again, that is, you've been listening to throughout this episode, her rendition of I Just Want to Live, originally written and performed by Keydron Bryant. Thanks to all of our guests. Thank you. 2 months of the Downtown Dish. And you know we've got even more coming your way next week. So we'll see you next Friday. Have a safe and wonderful holiday.